2. American public can disregard. This is for coalition members. Need word to spread. 5. General public can disregard. 8. Please disregard if you are part of the general public. Always keep an ace up your sleeve. General public may disregard. 11. General public can disregard. Green. General public can disregard. 21719. General public can disregard. 227 with strange uppercases. Please disregard this as our group is fighting battles on multiple fronts. This is Alt National Park Service. And my question is, doesn't this sound really similar to QAnon? They claim to have all sorts of insider knowledge, and now they're posting codes where the public can see. This isn't a small account. Just on Blue Sky alone, they have almost 800,000 followers. Now, the biggest defense that I've seen people say is that these are good federal employees that are letting the public know what is going on. And people will point out they were active during the previous Trump administration. And of course, they can't be like QAnon because they're anti-Trump. My issue with that is Vice investigated the original account back in 2017 when it was on Twitter. And I'll have that story for you in the description if you want to read it. But long story short is they got talked to. And they claimed that account was originally an account posting about the UK election, and then some park rangers were using it. But they'd since handed it over to others, some who are not even in the United States. Now, after that story came out, the Twitter account changed its name and put out a statement saying, "We are not members of any U.S. government agency. We support those who do, in particular those who work in the science and environmental departments. From now on, this account will work to help spread scientific news and issues around the world. We ask our colleagues to do the same." They also tweeted, "We've handed the mantle of promoting the Alt National Park Service over to an account called Alt USNPS. They are to raise funds for the National Park Service." Vice added they also don't see any proof that the new account is run by government employees and that it's selling merch for raising awareness and funds, which means if you've, watched anything like the hashtag Freedom Corner protest, that is money for the group itself. So now we have a Blue Sky and a Facebook version of what you see behind me. Passing codes. While it does have links to donate to the National Park Service, the merch, as far as I can tell, is used to provide money to run the accounts, run the website, and I assume pay the people making posts like this. Now, my worry, as someone who followed the QAnon boom because I found it funny. I found people that believed it really funny and dumb, if I'm being honest. A common sentiment stated by people is they wish they didn't have morals because look how easy it is to get money from people who believe things like this. So when I see this, I see these comments, I see these posts, my mind immediately goes to, are they trying to make essentially an anti-Trump QAnon? I don't know. But what I can tell you is, if you post about this group, and you question it. You question how it sounds like QAnon. Even in like anti-QAnon spaces or left-leaning spaces, people will get outraged at you for daring to question this group fighting against Trump with no proof they're fighting against Trump and no proof that anyone from the National Park Service is involved and no proof they actually have insider knowledge of anything. And yes, they are raising money for the National Park Service. You could go to donation pages. That's correct. I will say that's there. But I will also say that if you are a believer in this group, you are almost certainly anti-Trump. And if you're anti-Trump, why would you donate money to the National Park Service when there's a worry that someone like Elon might take the money or convince Trump to seize the money and use it for other purposes. I wouldn't put it past them, and I don't think many other people would too that are following this group. So what do you do if you want to support? Do you buy merch? Well, their merch, they have warnings because they've sold so much merch. It's going to take longer to get it because they've sold so much. And the merch, from what I can tell, goes to the people running the account. Maybe I'm off base here. Maybe this isn't shady at all. Maybe it makes complete sense that they are posting these messages out there. But why would you post these messages? Like, let's say you wanted to share these secret codes. Why do you need to do it on the public alt National Park Service account? If there are people that already know to watch for these codes and know what these codes mean, couldn't you have a separate Blue Sky account that isn't publicly known that posts these codes? And wouldn't these people know to check that? I mean, if they know what these codes mean, they should be in the know about a different account. And just like with QAnon, there's people I've seen try to decode these and figure out maybe this really is a code for the public and they're doing a secret fight against what? Against what? Oh, the Trump administration. They're talking about them like QAnon talked about like the deep state. I'm obviously not against people protesting Trump and fighting against the actions that they are taking to cut services. I think I've made that clear before with different videos and things I've said. But this just feels like QAnon to me. QAnon adjacent. Blueanon, whatever you want to call it. I don't think there's any meaning to this. I think at the best case scenario is they are posting this hoping it brings up drama, and they might be real excited this video exists. It brings up drama and gets them more attention, which gets more people on their account. And maybe they really do have people on the inside telling them things, and now they can get their message out more. Or are we about to head into a very QAnon adjacent account, and they are testing the waters to see what they can do, what they can say, what they can get along with? And you'll notice I went in order, by the way. So this is for coalition members. Public can disregard. And you see here, public can disregard. They're trying different styles of messaging. Here's just some numbers. And here's the first time they try to add a code into their numbers while simultaneously talking about battles. It feels like testing the waters of what people will believe. I don't like it. I don't like whatever this is. And as far as I can tell, they're not answering questions about, are there active government employees actually involved? I've seen people comment that. But we knew what happened when Vice looked into a group with the same name. But the thing is this even the same group? Or is this someone else using their name? And if it's someone else using the name to build all of this up, what credentials do they have? What credentials did the last one have? None. And while it is nice to have an account you can feel good and follow and think something is getting done, someone on the inside is trying to do something the best they can, why are we getting these messages? And I will go as far as to say is, what is this group doing that is worthy of the money going to them? if this was some sort of a donations go to fired park service members, I still would be questioning the codes, but I could see people wanting to donate to that. But if someone says, I'm donating, I'm buying a shirt, I'm buying a sticker, and the proceeds will go to the Alt National Park Service to keep them running. What are you funding? What you're funding, it seems, is just an account that is going to make you feel good periodically that someone is fighting back. I hope that's what you're donating for. Because if you're donating thinking these are like some sort of secret agents in the government, I don't have faith in it. And in my opinion, you might be falling for something I consider very QAnon adjacent. Maybe I'll be proven wrong and look like an idiot in the future. We'll see.